You know, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I don't know if it's a jealousy thing. I'm not sure what it is. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is a polarizing figure, um, and so I don't know if it's the levels to her success, but I mean, the way people have discussions about Caitlin, it's almost feverish, like the team name, the Fever. And if anything happens, if anything transpires in the game, it's like instant reactions. And I wonder. I could be very wrong, but I just wonder if some players could possibly be jealous of the success that Caitlin has, the fans, the viewership generated. And of course I could be off base here. Maybe people just don't like who she is, how she plays. Maybe it's a heat of battle thing, but I just feel like there could potentially be jealousy, and I think it's very hard to embrace players because I want to be a fan of so many players. I am a fan of so many players. Um, some of them just go about their business. They just play their game. They don't worry about Caitlin Clark. If they if she's on the team they're up against, they're trying to beat her. They're not trying to go out their way to stir up things. Like I want to be a Mabry fan. Like I like Mabry's game, but I don't like what she did because I told y'all last year, whenever that was, with Caitlin Clark, incident with Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter's game, she can play the game of basketball. Tell me she can't. Like, legitimately say that Caitlin Clark, I mean, not Caitlin, legitimately tell me that Kennedy Carter can. I can't speak, guys. I can't Kennedy Carter. Legitimately tell me that Kennedy Carter can't play the game of basketball. That would be a lot, but she was made the villain because of what she did to Caitlin. Caitlin is an adult. People do treat like I'm a big time Caitlin Clark fan. But I think the divide between me and some other Caitlin Clark fans is that I'm reasonable in my approach and I assess things like, okay, a lot more, based, steeped and rooted in reality. Like, she's not a 3-year-old. She's not a 5-year-old kid. She can defend herself. She should, and she's probably going to have to. I mean, obviously, when you have someone like an enforcer like a Sophie Cunningham coming to your defense, that's a bonus. That's a good thing. But I ache for the day when Caitlin Clark is like, I've had enough of this. And I did a 3-minute video on this. This is my most recent video or short that you can click on. I ache for the day where Caitlin says, you know what, I'm taking it into my hands. And yeah, I might get suspended or yeah, I might get kicked out. But I'm about to go in the face of whoever tried me, checked me, and I'm going to bark back. It's less than likely that fists are going to get thrown these days. So I just think Caitlin, I understand the moments and times in which she walks away as well, like to either rile up the crowd. I get it because maybe she's not about, that physical interaction and maybe she don't feel like she has to. But I just think that there's going to be a time that approaches where Caitlin Clark is going to have to, say, you know what, I can handle my own battle, because it's awesome that, we could get the win in these type, like when things go down, we could still win the game. But I just think that, at some point you just got to, stand up for yourself. You got to, and that goes for anything in life. Sometimes you just have to stand up. But also, I think it's important to stress that sometimes you got to be able to take the high road too. You can't, because in certain cases you just can't. Like in real life, you just can't. Like if you get into it with a coworker, you can't just haul off on them. You can't just slap the hell out of them. You can't just punch them. So you got to be able to like work these things out, or if nothing else, be able to move past them without physical violence. So I could get why she could walk away at times, because it's somewhat of taking a higher road. But yeah, sometimes if this stuff continues, with players, leaping at Caitlin, pushing her down, getting in her way, stuff like that. Then she just got to stand up for herself just as well. So, I just want to just share these 2 cents with you guys because I do feel like two things can absolutely be true. That some players could absolutely be jealous of the success they gain, that Caitlin has, the viewership that she brings, ticket sales. Her name rings bells out here, and some of these players have been in this league for a mighty long time, and they have not seen the acclaim and the success that Caitlin Clark is seeing. So that could be a very real possibility. Tell me that it's not. And also, Caitlin Clark has to, at some point, go ahead and say, you know what, I've been pushed to my limit, to my breaking point, and I think I'm going to defend myself to the best of my capabilities. And you best believe if she does get to that point where she tries to defend herself, her teammates are going to jump in. Sophie, come on now. Sophie's going to be there. And we'll see if her other teammates will be there to come to her aid. So, with that, that's kind of what it is. WNBA is like, it's like a gladiator fight. It's a gladiator type of thing, school. So you got to be prepared for it. So I just hope continuously as we go forward that Caitlin will, she definitely just needs to continue to, pack on muscle, grit, mental grit. It's essential. So with that, hey, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, give me your thoughts and opinions. I'm out.